In the whole hullabaloo around Jesus Freak and what he's been saying, I have not yet seen anybody focus on the utter insanity of Jesus Freak's position. Yes, of course, there have been a lot of people who have focused on the actual thing he was saying and have expressed their moral outrage with what he's been saying, an outrage that I, for one, would share. But the main focus, I think, should be on the insanity of the position that Jesus Freak has actually arrogated to himself. Think about it for a moment. He has basically said, it is basically his position that he, a mere mortal, should be able to determine with absolute and unerring accuracy what the will of his God should be. And this is not a flight of my fancy. He does say at some point that were he absolutely certain that God wished for him to raise his hand against his own child and kill his own child, that he would have the strength to obey. It never occurred to him for one moment to question the certainty in the first place. Even in the hypothetical situation, he should have questioned whether he could really be that certain that it was God's will that he should do what that God had commanded him to do. You see, ultimately, it always comes down to you as a human being having to make an ultimate decision. Sane people would look at the situation, and ultimately their arbitrating factor, their deciding factor will be, is what is being asked of me so morally repugnant that I cannot do what's being asked of me. And that is where a sane human being would draw the line. Jesus Freak draws the line in a completely different place. Jesus Freak draws the line at the point where he says, is it conceivable that my understanding of the nature of God and what this entity wants of me could be flawed? And to him it is inconceivable that his understanding could be flawed. And that is why Jesus Freak 777 is batshit insane.